You glance back and forth, sizing up both Tommy and Dream. Dream cuts a menacing figure, standing cold, calculating and conniving, and you can't help but feel distrustful of the masked man. Tommy, conversely, seems to be invested emotionally in the discs, and you slowly start to trust the child, who's barely containing his rage. You lock eyes with him for a second, and it takes another second for the realization to glaze them over. You give each other the tiniest of nods, and before Dream notices, you start bolting towards Lamanberg, desperately ducking around corners to try and evade Dream's scarily precise pearls. Tommy jumps down a nearby iron trapdoor and yells at you to follow, his voice echoing down the deep hole. You hear the thwomp of a pearl landing behind you and blindly jump in, barely landing in the muck-filled water below. You scramble to your feet and run off to the red and white blur that's dodging and weaving between a labyrinth of tunnels. You hear the splash ahead of you start to slow, and you both come screeching to a halt next to a rusty ladder, which Tommy gestures for you to climb. You both emerge in a walled settlement of some sort, bustling with activity and life. This is Lamanberg, by the way. Feel free to look around. I'm going to be calling a meeting soon, though. You whip around to acknowledge Tommy, but the child has already darted away without waiting for a response. I mean, what else did you expect? You take the few moments you have to admire Lamanberg. The settlement is small but lively, a river runs through it full of fish, a broken down caravan stands tall in the middle, sunlight filtering through the broken glass. This place seems nice, if a little run down. You don't have the time to keep admiring the scenery, however, as you hear bells clanging loudly from a nearby shack. You rush over, assuming that the meeting was being called, and crowd around a table with some others as they start a rowdy discussion. But if we have the discs, why should we attack? Because they're going to attack, you moron. Dream wants the discs back. What do you think Puffy would do? She doesn't seem like the type to go against us, right? Gentlemen. The table looks up to see a tall, imposing figure bearing down on the table. The figure nods to the side. Nikki? The tall figure, who people seem to be calling Wilbur in their whispers, laces his fingers gently and sits down. As you all know, this stranger here, he gestures to you, managed to get both of Tommy's discs back. No matter the advantage this gives us, we've got to stay alert. Dream wants the discs back as bargaining chips, and we suddenly have a lot less leverage against us. Thoughts? Wilbur glances to Techno, who grunts. I say we attack him head on now. With everything we've got, they won't see what's coming and they can't even burn the discs. It's the perfect opportunity. Wilbur looks up and shakes his head. No, Techno. Dream would expect us to attack now, and he'd just get back the disc and crush our morale if we attacked. We need to prepare. I think our main problem is our numbers. The SMP army beats us almost 2-1. Techno merely grunts in agreement, while Tommy seems to be having a fit in the corner. Wilbur gets up and leaves, and the rest of the crowd disperses, getting ready for the oncoming battle. You see Wilbur heading off in one direction to try and rally more troops, knowing that Dream has overwhelming military might. He's probably going to try and recruit another person he trusts on the server. On the other hand, however, you see Tommy walking off, and hear him saying something about recruiting quicker and attacking sooner? So, what do? Do you consolidate your forces with Wilbur, or try to gain the element of surprise with Tommy?